The second thing Luke brings to our attention is this character, man, who's given the name Simon of Cyrene. Now, as I said, there were thousands of Jewish people who had made the pilgrim to come to Jerusalem for the Passover. Now, Simon of Cyrene made a long journey. He came all the way from Libya to come to Jerusalem for the time of the Passover, which was about 1,200 kilometers of journey. Not an easy journey. He made that trek for months to get to Jerusalem to be part of it. And as he walked into the city was abuzz about this man who's been teaching radical things. And Simon would have picked up, and all the developments that happened, he begins to hear that Jesus today is being crucified. Now Simon, having come all the way from Libya, wanted to witness this event that all of Jerusalem and all the Jewish people were talking about. So what Simon did was he found a place in the parade to have first seats to see what was going on. That's basically what he did. Similar to Zacchaeus climbing up a tree, but Zacchaeus had better intentions. He wanted to meet with Jesus, but Simon was just a spectator. He wanted to see and gawk at what were they going to do with Jesus Christ of Nazareth. So Simon probably pushed a few people aside, strong-armed them, because he was a strong man, and I'll give you my reason for it. Placed himself in position in the parade to make sure when Jesus went by, he would not miss it. So as Simon is standing there, Jesus, carrying the cross, comes down the road. Now, remember this, Jesus had already been flogged 39 times with a whip. The Bible says he was so badly beaten that he was unrecognizable. All strength was drained from him. He was mercilessly beaten. His shoulder, his back was plowed with the whip. He was unrecognizable as a human being. And this was the same Christ who was then given the task, as Romans wanted, to carry the cross through the streets of Jerusalem to the outskirts of the city. So as Jesus comes past Simon, he stumbles. And as he stumbles, the Roman soldier who is responsible to oversee the crucifixion realizes that this man, Jesus, does not have what it takes to carry the cross to Golgotha. So what does the Roman soldier do? He looks around and notices Simon, probably because, like I said, he was strong. He was from Africa. I don't know if he was a bodybuilder, but he says to him, "You, pick up the cross and carry it." So Simon steps out of the crowd, picks up the cross of Jesus, and begins carrying the cross. The Bible says Jesus was walking in front of him, and Simon was following Jesus carrying the cross. Isn't that in itself a beautiful picture of what Christianity needs to be all about? This is what Jesus said, if anyone wants to follow me, pick up the cross and follow me. And that's exactly what Simon did. As he picked up the cross that day, and as he began to walk, Jesus was ahead of him, and he was inadvertently following Jesus Christ. But I want to also say, Simon is no saint. It's not like Simon was standing in the sidelines and felt compassion for Jesus. It's not like Simon saw the horrific cruelty meted out to Jesus and volunteered to the Roman soldier and says, "Please, let me help this poor man." That's not what happened. Simon had come to gawk. Simon had come to spectate. Simon had come to see Jesus get what was due unto him. He was standing on the sidelines watching when the Roman soldier pointed out to him and said, I want you to carry the cross." And everyone knew no one can argue with a Roman soldier. You don't say no to a Roman soldier. You don't try to negotiate with him. If he said you're going to do it, you're going to do it. So Simon, unwittingly, without any desire of his own, he didn't choose it. He was forced to carry the cross of Jesus Christ.